If you haven't seen my previous review for the Astell&Kern SR25 Mark II, I suggest you to try to see it first, because this is like the continuation of that review where I will review its bigger brother. It's the co-flagship of the Astell&Kern brand. Actually, this is the Astell&Kern A&ultima SP2000T, which costs around $2,500. So yes, it is a premium audio player. First of all, thank you for Astell&Kern Indonesia for providing me with this review unit. Okay, I will break down this review into some categories from the hardware, software, user experience, and the sound. Okay, this is the specification that you could get in the Astell&Kern website itself, but right now I won't be talking about that. I will share you about my experience with the hardware of this audio player. Let's talk about the build quality first. It's all aluminum. That is quite heavy, but as you can see, it is really well built, really well cut. The aesthetic is somehow really nice. The actual screen is really large, and also in the back side you could see that there's a little part of carbon with a glass right here, and then the other part is mostly the same material with the body. It's all made of aluminum, and I hope you could see this, that there's a little bit of light around this part that will change with some setting that you will find in the setting option. Right now it's the light bluish color. Let me change it for you. Now it's kinda yellowish, and now it's kinda reddish. So yeah, it will change, depends on some setting that you will choose later. But right now I'm gonna talk about the hardware first. In the left side you will find 3 buttons. The upper one is for the previous song, the middle one is for play and stop, and also the lower one is for the next song. In the right side, it is mostly only about this scroll wheel only. And then from the upper side, it's on off button, and then you will find 3 plugs here. The single-ended 3.5mm, 4.4 balance, and also 2.5 balance cable. And on the lower side, there you will find a USB-C plug and also micro SD plug. Now let's talk about the UI software and also navigation. It's very easy to use them. When you turn on, this is the first thing that you will see. There's album art, the title of the song itself, the artist, and then the quality of the song, and also this pause, play, and also next and previous song. And when you touch the album art, you will find the lyric if in your music it provides music lyric. And then you also get this little floating thingies here that actually really similar to Apple. It is only for back button. It's actually a easier help, just like that. And then you can swipe from all the side, from up, from bottom, from left, and then from the right. I will tell you, if you swipe from the upper side, you will get a lot of option here. There is Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, amp mode, USB mode, and then AK connect, equalizer, line out, replay gain, and settings. I would like to tell you about this amp choice first, because this is the really unique thing about this SP2000T. You could choose this amplifier option. There's a tube amp, op amp, and also hybrid amp. I will explain to you the sound later in the sound part, but in this setting, when I change the amplifier choice, it will also change the color in the back. Actually, you can change the color in the back, depends on what choice do you want, whether if you're changing the amplifier or you are changing the quality of the song itself. You will find that option in the settings area here, and then just you'll find this LED indicator here. Now you could choose whether you want it for amp mode or for playback mode. You can choose here. Right now I'm using it for the amp mode. And then let's go back. You can swipe from the left one. It's just a simple search option from song, album, artist, genre, and etc. But the funny thing, the unique thing about this Astell&Kern, you got this MQS type here. This is MQS is actually abbreviation for mastering quality sound. When you pick them, you will see that this is actually a compilation of your music that is from 24-bit and 96 kilohertz sample rate. So it will compile your best quality song. And then if you want to see your DSD music, just click this one. So it's really easy to see your best quality sound in your drive, in your DAP right now. And then you will find these services here that is for the third app party. For such a title here, let me show you a bit. So the title is actually quite modded into this Astell&Kern itself, so it will be different when you are using streaming applications such as the Spotify or this title. You cannot actually download the music itself. Just it's really different from the one that you use in your phone, where you can download it and then save the song that you want even you are offline. In this Astell&Kern SP2000T and other Astell&Kern devices that I have tried, you cannot download them, so you can only use them while you are in streaming mode while using the Wi-Fi. Okay, now let's go back. You can just swipe it from down to upward, and then from the right side, when you swipe it, you'll find the music that is in your current playlist or your current folder. And when you swipe from bottom, this is the one I really like. It's about the play history, so it doesn't matter what kind of playlist or what kind of folder you played before, it will show you the last time you played song and in the order. And then you could also control the volume just using this little bit volume button here, and then you can swipe them right here. So it is, for me, it's a really easy to use UI. When it comes to user experience, for me, I need to say that I'm actually a very mobile person, so this kind of audio player doesn't really suit me because of this form factor. Actually, you can see that in my hand it is very square-ish and also very big, and it's also heavy, I should say, so it doesn't really feels good in my hand when I grip it like this. I really recommend you to use them, give them a really good case, because it has some sharp edges and they are heavy. So like I said, it's not really good to grip them like this in one hand only. It's much better to use them with using two hands like this. And also for me, they also, you see the screen, I couldn't really navigate what kind of song I want using one hand only. So yeah, it is easily, I cannot imagine myself using this and then I put them in my pocket and then I walk around with this audio player. It's just, I can only imagine where I'm going to use them is maybe in my bedroom when I'm going to bed, or in my workplace, or in my office. I think that's it for the user experience. For me, not really recommended if you are a truly mobile person. I really enjoy this AirSide25 Mark II because it definitely fits my hand much better and I could navigate them much easier only using one hand. And then when it comes to battery life, thankfully it lasts maybe around 3 days since I'm using them for around 4 to 5 hours daily, and I only charge them for only once per 3 days. So yeah, once every 3 days is quite nice for the battery life for this audio player. But I have to say, the one thing that I still not used to is about the, you know, when I'm using my Tidal in my DX160, usually I have a premium account, and when I like some songs, when I like to hear them again and again, I always download them into the Tidal or into the Spotify. But in this Astell&Kern SP2000T, because it is heavily modded Android, you cannot download your playlist and you cannot download your song. You can open Tidal and Spotify, yes, but you can only listen to them if you are connected to the internet, and for me it's a bit of inconvenience. But thankfully you can actually use them as Bluetooth the AC amplifier, so just connect them via Bluetooth and then you just control this the AC amplifier using your phone, so they won't work as DAP. but nevertheless, it still sounds much better if you are using them directly. It is somehow much cleaner and clearer. Well, for the sound of this Astell&Kern SP2000T, I have compared them with some of my sources like the DX160, SR25 Mark II, Ovidius B1 DAC, also E1 DA DAC, and like my Qlix 5K. For me, I somehow still categorize this as neutral warm-ish. I don't feel that it has a really big bass punch and also a very thick mid-range, but there's something going on with the treble area and then the upper mid-range area, especially when you are using the tube amp. It feels there's definitely smoothing spice going on with the whole frequency, but nevertheless it still retains its very detailed and very clean sound. So the thing that I actually feel the first time when I'm changing for, like, I am sorry, and right now I don't really have any comparable DAP, comparable player with the same price range right now, but I just want to tell you that after I tried the DX160 or this SR25 Mark II and my eith DSD, the first thing that I noticed the most that feels give me wow effects, it's about the soundstage, because the soundstage is simply ridiculous. It's really amazing. That the one thing that I realized is the soundstage and also the vocal. Even though it's like spreading out the soundstage and it's making the overall sounds more larger, but it is still remain focused with the imaging. And also the thing that I noticed is the vocal is really sweet. But I have to say that for the majority of time, I'm using the tube amp the most because it's simply the sweetest one. It is the most organic sounding one. And for me, even though I'm changing to the OP or the hybrid configuration, I don't feel that there's a technical benefit from those configuration. So I definitely recommend you, if you want to try the best out of this SP2000T, please try the tube amp configuration and also using the 4.4 balance connection. And also, I feel that the bass, even though it is not the biggest bass that I've tried over this audio player, for me the DX160 still have bigger bass punch and thicker bass. But the depth of the bass and the tightness of the bass, I feel that it's simply on another level using this. It feels much cleaner and much tighter, so it's like a better quality bass. And also the vocal, oh man, the vocal is, it's not really thick actually, but it is sweet and really well controlled and also very clear at the same time. So yeah, it's actually one of the things that I really like about this. It actually reminds me a bit of the Cayenne N3 Pro, which is also using the tube amp. And also the treble, I feel that even though there's smoothing going on in there, but I still feel there's some details. Sometimes I feel that the DX160 is more V-shaped because I found the cymbal crash is to be a little bit brighter in this DX160. But changing to this, even though it's not as splashy as the DX160 in some songs, but I feel more detailed and better transient somehow. Simply better transient and better imaging in the detail area using this SP2000T. So yeah, it's just an amazing kind of sound that I believe that will suit a lot of you, a lot of genre I believe. But here's the unique thing that I find, because of how they clean and how they sounds really well balanced with that very sweet vocal, I find them to be really excellent to be paired with a dynamic driver IM. It is because I find the dynamic driver IM to have a better timbre compared to some multi-BA IM or some tri-bridge or even quad-bridge IMs. The dynamic driver, like my Tantrum Oxygen, actually excels the best when I'm trying using this SP2000T. When I'm trying the SP2000T using my Sony IR-M9, I know that Sony IR-M9 has another level of detail and separation compared to this Oxygen, but I find myself to be more addicted to the sound when I'm using this Oxygen. yeah, because the vocal is getting better. It's just simply much cleaner, and the thing that it retains, even though I'm changing the song, it's still that organic vocal, that really well done vocal and also timbre. So yeah, maybe that's just a little advice to you. Please try, if you have Tantrum Oxygen and you get a time to play with this SP2000T, please try it. Even though the Tantrum Oxygen is only a tenth of the price from this SP2000T, but for me the synergy is just incredible. Okay, I think I have said all that I'd like to say. So for me, the overall conclusion, let's talk about the pros first. It's about how they have a really good screen, and also the navigation is really easy, and also the volume control and battery life is just excellent. It has really solid hardware and software. But when it comes to some cons, it's about the ergonomics. For me, it's just so big. Maybe it's just my problem because I have small hand, but I need to share that with you, that it's heavy and it's big, it's wide, and it has a lot of sharp edges around the corners. So for me, using a case is a must, and you cannot really bring them walking with you. I think that's all. If you have any question, please write down in the comments below, and see you next time. Bye bye.